So where to begin with this episode of Darling and the FranXX? I really don't know for sure because there's this ominous feeling that 002 has reverted back to her old self, or maybe she has changed a little bit, but her true goal, her true intention of, her instantly calling Hero, darling, kind of out of instinct, just knowing that that's her darling, whatever that's even truly supposed to mean to her, I'm not really sure, which I think there's more meaning to it. I don't know what she's getting at, but she is acting like a huge, massive anti-hero at the end of this episode. And, the Dr. FranXX did say, don't let her just swallow you whole physically as well as mentally. That is if you want to stay her partner. And it looks as if she is trying to swallow him whole mentally now. And I'm wondering what he's truly saying about this. What's the why is he saying this? What's the meaning behind those words that Dr. FranXX speaks? So I would not be surprised to see this, them having some issues again here really soon, next episode even. I would not be surprised because this has been going on for like 2 or 3 episodes now, and it's time to get to the bottom of it a little bit, and I guess kind of like scratch the surface of what the hell is going on here. So whenever I look at what's going on with this episode, though, I look at Mitsuru, I look at Kokoro, and I even have in my notes, I had Kokoro and Mitsuru always had a true chemistry. Kokoro is a girl, I want to go back to Snafu. I referred to it, I think, once already in Darling FranXX. Hiki says, I hate nice girls. Because when girls are also attractive, physically to me, visually to me, per se, and also nice, it makes you feel as if they like you. And that's who Kokoro is. She is that pretty girl that's nice, and it makes you feel as if she has a thing for you. And that's just not exactly it. It's just who she is. And we look at Mitsuru's character and her, and he's always able to talk to her for some odd reason. He is never truly annoyed with her at all, like he was with everyone else in the squad. He's able to ask questions, vent in a way. He vented in a very vague kind of way, I guess, is the best way to put it. And that's something that I'm just kind of like, okay, I see the chemistry. I always saw the chemistry from the moment she brought home that book about the babies being born and her wondering, why children aren't born and stuff like that in this episode. Why they stopped doing that, and that's a huge question. I mean, that's definitely some foreshadowing coming in. They're saying, hey, there's a reason why babies aren't born now. Probably because they couldn't pilot parasite. They couldn't become parasites and pilot FranXX. But so they're artificially made. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, that's why I have code numbers. I look at this, and the chemistry is always there. There's sometimes you see people that somewhat bump heads, and maybe that's because they're so alike. But at the same time, if you are alike, you probably have a lot of chemistry deep down. It is there, and sometimes couples bicker a lot, but yeah, at the same time, you can see them having an absolute blast together because they're so similar per se. And Kokoro kind of hints at that in this episode where she says, I'm not as nice as the people, as people think I am. In that moment in the FranXX, whenever her and Mitsuru just sharing that dialogue, man, I loved it. I loved it. Her just saying, I'm not as nice as people think I am. I just left my partner. I just betrayed someone after I made a promise a few hours ago with them. So Mitsuru, you're not alone. But we also get to see that, Mitsuru is who he is because he was so envious of Hiro. He admired him. He was the leader of the kids. And we've heard, everyone in this group say, Hiro's always just been head and shoulders above the rest of us. He's always just been, everyone knew he's going to be something special. Everyone knew he's going to be a squad leader of some squad, whether that be mentally or physically. Everyone knew something was going to go down with Hiro. He's just so good at piloting and stuff like that. He had that, that charisma, per se. So, we look at Hiro, and he forgot a promise that was supposed to mean a lot to Mitsuru. That's supposed to mean a lot between the both of them. The person he admired, he made a promise with, and very shortly after, they don't even remember the promise. And what was with Hiro's eyes? What was with that dark look? Is there a darker part of Hiro we don't know about? I don't know. And that's the question the whole time. Why did Hiro slip up? What happened? Is there some memory gone? I don't know. That's a question we don't know. That's not even a hypothesis. For me, that's just kind of just me wondering, just throwing out ideas, throwing out concepts. And, he forgot a promise. And, of course, if you look up to somebody and they forget a promise, back onto the main topic here, that can really just, especially if it's really quick, it's just like asking your girlfriend to come over and then they forget to come over, which I may or may not be talking from experience, but it hurts nonetheless. It ruins your confidence. It makes you feel unwanted. It makes you feel as if you just don't mean a lot to them, right? You just don't mean that much. the way you think of them, they think of nothing of you. That's how it kind of makes you, it's kind of like, I hold them so far up here. Maybe they at least hold me, not necessarily too close to them, but somewhere. They hold me somewhere above the ground or above water, but no. It made Michiru feel as if he was underwater. It made him feel as if Hiro didn't even acknowledge him as someone who could even pilot a FranXX. And I understand why he's, his confidence is gone, and that, I guess, that sorrow, per se, turned into bitter hatred. But other than that, though, I mean, let's talk about the Stampede mode. The key thing here was the girl said, "You kids aren't ready for that yet. You kids aren't ready for that." No. Was the Stampede mode we saw from Strelezia, was that the lion? I mean that's the form she turned into, I'm pretty sure, right? Whenever she was her partner died and she's fighting that one big clock store in the first episode by herself. Maybe that was her Stampede mode. I mean, she went to the lion. And that makes me wonder, what are the other characters' modes and stuff? The Stampede mode, what's that all about? What's the technical, I guess, aspect of it all, per se, How does that come about? That's something that's really unique. I have not seen that yet. So it's really different. I mean, it's original, per se. I mean, we have a lot of shows like Gundam that had other, kind of like transformations and stuff like that. But with Stampede mode, it seems as if they're turning into like some kind of animals, per se, and like it's like their suits are monsters. It's like they're living beings, per se, and that's something that you don't get to see all the time, per se. A lot of times things are just robots, and robots can transform. But it's not too original, but something that we don't get to see a lot, because it's not a crap ton. The mecha genre is not oversaturated, at least in terms of good mecha. Good mecha shows. So, other than that, guys, I'm wondering what your guys' thoughts on the Stampede mode are. But other than that, guys, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow Twitter X25. And you want to help me make this career, go check out my Patreon down in the description below. There should be a link provided. And also check out my Twitter. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.